Hey guys, let's get more news about Lakers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Lakers must sign this hometown center after awful Christian Wood injury update. Christian Wood has been out of action for several weeks as the Los Angeles Lakers have had to turn the car keys completely over to Jackson Hayes. When Wood first hit the shelf, the injury seemed rather minor with the expectation that he would return before the end of the regular season. The hope of the injury being minor may have been misplaced as the deck is stacked against Wood to play before the end of the regular season, or in the NBA playoffs for that matter. Woods will undergo an arthroscopic procedure on his left knee and will be sidelined for several more weeks. The last regular season game of the season is on April 14th, which is less than one full month from the day that it was announced that Wood would have the procedure. Him returning for the NBA playoffs is not impossible, but the Lakers should prepare for the worst. And for the purple and gold, that means adding center depth in any way possible while Wood is sidelined. The options at this point in the season obviously are not great, to the point where fans legitimately want to see a Dwight Howard return, but there is one option that at least provides some promise. Of the available options at the center position, the 26-year-old Los Angeles native makes the most sense for the purple and gold. Metu, who grew up in Los Angeles and played his college ball at USC, has more in the gas tank than these veteran centers who are holding on to their NBA careers by a thread. Metu actually has NBA minutes this season to bank on as he started the season with the Phoenix Suns. Phoenix signed Metu as a depth center over the offseason, and despite flashes, it never quite panned out for the young center. He was traded and waived at the deadline. Metu obviously would not reinvent the Lakers' rotation, but he could at least give the Lakers some depth as a security blanket with Wood being out of action. He is an athletic enough big man who is good enough on the boards, plays serviceable defense for a big, and is not a liability from the charity stripe. It does not have to be a long-term commitment for the Lakers either. Los Angeles can sign Metu to a 10-day contract to help the team get through this current stretch without Wood. If Metu impresses on the first 10-day, then he could sign a second one. If he fits well in this rotation, the Lakers could look to create roster space to bring him in for the playoffs. Having multiple bigs to just throw at Nikola Jokic and rough him up is not a bad thing, and it is what helped the Lakers get through the Denver Nuggets in the 2020 Western Conference Finals. If Wood is not going to return, then retaining Metu would almost be a necessity. The Lakers need to be proactive with moves like this and not reactive. Signing Metu may not seem like a big needle mover, but it would still have a positive impact on the team as a whole. LeBron Scores 25, D'Angelo Russell ties Lakers' three-pointers record in LA's 136-105 win over Hawks. LeBron James had 25 points, 10 assists and 7 rebounds, and D'Angelo Russell scored 27 points while tying the Lakers' single-season record for three-pointers in a 136-105 victory over the Atlanta Hawks on Monday night. Russell's 6 three-pointers against the Hawks gave him 183 this season, passing Kobe Bryant's 180 in the 2005-2006 season and tying Nick Van Exel's franchise record set in 1994-95. Russell's latest standout shooting display was highlighted by a beautiful three-pointer at the third-quarter buzzer, followed by 2 more early in the fourth to tie the record before the Lakers emptied their bench. "That's really cool, honestly," Russell said. "Just to get credit for your game and what you work to do and showcase it every night, and then to get credit for something like this, it's just really cool." Russell also had 10 assists, while Anthony Davis had 22 points and 15 rebounds as the Lakers snapped a 2-game skid with their 13th win in 20 games since losing in Atlanta in late January. Davis left Saturday's loss to Golden State early with a scratched cornea in his left eye, but the All-Star big man recovered quickly enough from the resulting blurry vision to play a full game against the Hawks. Davis said he chose not to wear goggles. LeBron James had 25 points, 10 assists and 7 rebounds, and D'Angelo Russell scored 27 points while tying the Lakers' single-season record for three-pointers in a 136-105 victory over the Atlanta Hawks on Monday night. Russell's 6 three-pointers against the Hawks gave him 183 this season, passing Kobe Bryant's 180 in the 2005-2006 season and tying Nick Van Exel's franchise record set in 1994-95. Russell's latest standout shooting display was highlighted by a beautiful three-pointer at the third-quarter buzzer, followed by two more early in the fourth to tie the record before the Lakers emptied their bench. "That's really cool, honestly," Russell said. "Just to get credit for your game and what you work to do and showcase it every night, and then to get credit for something like this, it's just really cool." Russell also had 10 assists, while Anthony Davis had 22 points and 15 rebounds as the Lakers snapped a two-game skid with their 13th win in 20 games since losing in Atlanta in late January. Davis left Saturday's loss to Golden State early with a scratched cornea in his left eye, but the All-Star big man recovered quickly enough from the resulting blurry vision to play a full game against the Hawks. Davis said he chose not to wear goggles. "I'd been through that phase in high school," said a grinning Davis, who wore prescription glasses and goggles at times while growing up in Chicago before he got corrective eye surgery several years ago. "I'm out of that phase. Obviously, I would have, if the doctors had told me I needed it, but I didn't need it." Los Angeles, which hasn't lost 3 straight games since early January, also moved back up to 9th place in the Western Conference standings with this win and Golden State's loss to New York. While Russell had another prolific game and Davis looked sharp down low, James produced another outstanding effort, giving him 65 points on 25 of 37 shooting in the past 2 games. "Braun is brawn, and it's that time of the year," Davis said. Lakers' Anthony Davis breaks silence about eye injury after win. Los Angeles Lakers star Anthony Davis finished the win over the Atlanta Hawks with 22 points, 15 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block. Despite stuffing the stat sheet, finishing the game was arguably his greatest accomplishment. Davis suffered a corneal abrasion after getting poked in the eye by Golden State Warriors big man Tracy Jackson Davis in the Lakers' loss on March 16. He left that game in the closing seconds of the first quarter and sat out the rest of the way. His emphatic return underscores teammate LeBron James' take on how much Davis affects how they play. Davis noted that he is not out of the woods with the eye just yet. "Yeah, just going to the eye doctors, figuring things out. That's all I can tell y'all right now," Davis told reporters from the locker following the win over Atlanta on March 18. "I'm not telling y'all something, for sure. Just got to do a couple more things. But after those things, everything should be fine." Davis has already made his most appearances since the 2017-18 season and could be on track to set a new career-high mark depending on how the Lakers manage him down the stretch. He noted that he hadn't planned on wearing anything protective and detailed the severity. "No, I'd been through that phase in high school," Davis said about wearing goggles. "I'm out of that phase. I mean, obviously, if the doctors told me that I needed it. I asked that question, obviously, and I didn't need it. They said if I wanted to, but I didn't need it. So no, I wasn't planning on wearing it. I just couldn't see. The corneal abrasion was actually right in the middle of my eye. So it wasn't like off to the side, so anytime I looked, it was just blurry. My eye was swollen. I thought my eye was open, but it wasn't. Just kept watering, just felt like sand was just in my eye." And you, fan, what do you think of the situation? Anthony Davies? Leave your opinion in the comments.